I'm Kathy Hall. I'm the Pitkin County Solid Waste Director here at the landfill. This building we constructed is primarily a maintenance facility and equipment storage. We have 22 pieces of large equipment and vehicles on site. Most of it can't travel off-site to be serviced at the Pitkin County fleet facility, so it has to stay here and be serviced. Behind me is the compactor. It's 95,000 pounds. When we have to change out the tires on that compactor, they're 20,000 pounds each. By fleet having to do that in the field, it takes probably twice as long. That piece of equipment, the compactor in particular, that's an everyday machinery. There's really no good substitute for it, so we need that on the trash every day, pushing and smooshing trash, compacting it in. So when it's down for 2 weeks, that's a real problem, and we lose compaction rates, which is important for the landfill. The building of this facility is going to free up space up near the scale house. We have what we call the MRF building. It's a green warehouse building. It's 6,000 square feet. It's not a very useful building. So now that we no longer have to park or service equipment in there, we're going to replace it with what we're calling the mother lode mercantile, which is our drop and swap diversion program. The other half of that building will be the household hazardous waste facility, which is in like a tent-like structure now. So all of that builds into our diversion programs, which will support kind of what we do here in Pitkin County. Construction and demolition debris is 53% in 2020 of the waste going into the landfill. National average for landfills for construction demolition debris is 20%. So we far exceed construction demo of most landfills. We implemented a construction and demolition debris ordinance that the county commissioners voted in last April. It's up and rolling now, and so it's requiring construction projects, demolition projects in Pitkin County to divert 25% of the material off that site. So that can be scrap metal, concrete, cardboard, any general recycling, metal. All of that can be diverted here at the Pitkin County Solid Waste Center. And with that, we'll increase diversion of that material as well as save space in the landfill. The whole point of our new mother lode mercantile / drop and swap, we'll be able to take in leftover tile, door handles, we see it come through every day. Perfectly good windows. All of that will be diverted for a reuse area. It's sort of like a store, like a Habitat for Humanity type of setup. And that people will be able to come up and buy it for a very reasonable price or sell it. Compost is the darling of the landfill, I always call it. We bring in 12,000 tons of compostable material every year. That's leaves and grass, brush, tree limbs, food waste. Food waste is our new scraps program, if anybody out there participates in that. And then biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant. So we bring in 12,000 tons or more of that material every year, and it gets composted into a finished product, that nice, good, dark material that can be used on gardens. It's the Rocky Mountains. They don't call it the Rocky Mountains for anything. We need soil amendments. So it's a huge, popular program for us here at the landfill. And then we also blend it into soils and make a topsoil and potting soil product. We do single stream recycling here in Pitkin County. So haulers are required per our waste and recycling ordinance to collect single stream material. So when you're curbside, you take out your curbside recycling in the morning, or you drop it off somewhere here at the landfill, it can all be commingled. Your plastic, your cardboard, your aluminum cans, glass bottles can all be in one container. So we transfer it here. We don't process it, what it's called here at the landfill. So we just have a stockpile. So 3, 4, 5 times a week, a transfer truck, which is a long semi-truck trailer, comes from Denver. We contract with Waste Management, and we load that into that truck. And that truck hauls it all the way down to Denver. It's pretty expensive. And then that's where Denver Waste Management has their sorting facility. It's called a materials recovery facility. It's a big Willy Wonka type factory. It goes up conveyor lines and it gets sorted out into the different commodities. And so then those commodities are sold. Cardboard will be sold to a cardboard market or recycler. Glass and plastic, it all goes separate locations and gets sold. We have a number of diversion programs here at the landfill we like to call unique diversion, and mattresses is one of them. Last year we got about 2,500 mattresses in for recycling. They go to a company in Denver called Springback Recyclers. They recycle 90% of that mattress. So they will get the mattress there in Denver, they break it down, metal springs go to metal recycling, any wood framing goes to wood to be chipped up into mulch. The textiles, the ticking and everything is removed and is recycled into a textile program. It's a good program. The gentleman who started that company hires people who've had sort of a troubled past and has given them job skills. The other cool thing is memory foam mattresses. They're handled a little different. He has partnered with a women's shelter in Denver and taught them seamstress skills. So they take those that memory foam mattress and make dog beds, and those women will sew dog bed covers on them and sell those dog beds and earn revenue. So it's a really cool program. We have a year-round household hazardous waste facility here at the Pitkin County Solid Waste Center, which is really unique. We're not a big landfill, we're not a big community, and to have a year-round facility is big. Most programs are quarterly or they'll do them twice a year. So anytime our opening hours, you can bring us your paints, your household chemicals. If you have old stain or fertilizer left over, we all do. I know I do at home. It can come here and be safely disposed. Paints go to a Colorado program called Paint Care, where the paints are recycled into new paint and resold. And you can buy that Paint Care, it's called Green Sheen, I believe, at some Habitat for Humanity. So you can buy that recycled paint. So when you go buy a gallon of paint at the store new, you pay an extra fee on top of that gallon of paint, just similar to a tire, like when you buy tires, and that supports the Paint Care recycling program. We also have a year-round electronic waste program. So last year we brought in about 70,000 pounds of electronic waste. That's your TVs, your computers, laptops, anything, you know, we have a lot of electronics in our lives. So we bring that in and recycle it as well. We contract with a company called Blue Star, and they are their headquarters are down in Denver. They have a facility now in Willits, and they hire people with autism and other cognitive disabilities. This population has a high unemployment rate or jobless rate, so they give these people jobs, and they just came to the Valley last year, so they're hoping to grow with Pitkin County support. So if you have your old computer, it is illegal to throw a computer or a TV away into the trash. It does need to be recycled per Colorado law. Bring it here, and we support Blue Star Recyclers with that program. Part of our unique recycle programs are books. We'll collect your books. So people have a lot of books. I like to hang on to books. We'll take those for free, and those go down to Boulder EcoCycle, has a book program for low-income families and students. So what they can get into that program, they do that. What they can't, they sell, and then use that money from the sale of the books to fund that low-income reading program, which is a really cool thing too. And then also textiles, so we take textiles. The average American gets rid of 70 to 80 pounds of textiles a year, clothing. It's amazing. So we also take textiles up here, a company called Use Again, and those get shipped and redistributed into reuse programs as well. So we got pretty much everything you need to get rid of. We can handle it up here at the landfill.
Thank you all for coming today to celebrate the grand opening of the new operations and maintenance facility at the landfill. This has been a collaboration between Pitkin County, Luis Menendez Architects, and Shaw Construction. It was conceptualized in 2017-2018 and approved by the Board of County Commissioners for construction. We finished a couple months ahead of time. based on the light winter and the amount of people that Shaw Construction threw at the job. Pitkin County was recently rated the highest recycling rate of any county in Colorado. And this facility will help modernize the landfill in order to continue that progress. We hope to even extend our diversion rate even further. While we're celebrating the facility today, I also want to take the time to celebrate the Public Works people that make it all happen. Because the landfill folks, the fleet guys, and the road and bridge guys are all here, and they are unsung heroes of this county. The work you do puts this county in the position of being #1 in the state of Colorado. So thank you for that. I'd like to pass it to Kathy Hall, the landfill manager, to say a few words.
Thank you. And again, like Brian said, back in 2017, we came up with this concept of the building. And it happened, it really clicked with us when the new compactor wheels came in on the compactor. And Fleet, I know Matt was out here, someone else too. They were out here in this very muddy, snowy boneyard, as we call it, changing 20,000 pound tires. I mean, the compactor was jacked up. It was just awful, and I felt terrible for the guys. It wasn't safe. So we really thought, you know, what do we need? We need this kind of building, because if you look around, we have 21 pieces of equipment and vehicles that have to be serviced. You're not loading that 95,000 pound machine up and hauling it down to the Public Works fleet shop. That's just not going to happen. So we have a lot of that kind of equipment. This facility was needed. And with this facility, it's going to free up space in the old green metal building that's up near the scale house to allow us to do more diversion, an expanded drop and swap, which we're tentatively naming the Mother Lode Mercantile. We'll be able to move the household hazardous waste facility indoors as well into an energy efficient, nice building, and then be able to expand our recycle transfer area. So this building is just the start of it. So we've got a lot of things planned and we'll hopefully improve our diversion rate.
Yay!